Hello dear students, my name is Mr. Diop. I'm going to present you the medical conversation class. We have for this chapter, we have two subtitles. The first is at the doctors and the second is at the pharmacy. For the first, before entering the class, we have the description of the course. This English course aims at preparing students to professional life through acquisition of knowledge and skills that allow them to communicate. For that purpose, the course is based on providing students with skills which allow them to use general English and ESP, meaning English for specific purposes. Coming to the prerequisites, students should have completed L1 English course. Now coming to objectives, this course aims at providing students with the necessary skills to express themselves in English through conversations, opinions, and business levels. ESP courses will allow students to understand and use the appropriate lexical items and expressions related to their fields of study. Now we have also to underline the specific objectives of this course. By the end of this course, students should be able to understand and practice medical conversations. Now, for the first title, at the doctors, we present a dialogue through which you can have a conversation between two persons, meaning a health agent that can be a doctor, for example, and the other one that can be a patient. Now for the presentation of the dialogue, you have to read it between a patient and her doctor or his doctor as they discuss joint pain during an appointment. And you have to practice the dialogue with a friend so you can feel more confident the next time you visit a doctor. So if you master this dialogue, for sure, once in a hospital, once face-to-face with a doctor, you'll get the necessary skills to communicate with him. And this following, as I said, it should be very useful for you. You have patient, for example, and doctor. For the patient, simply, good morning, Dr. Smith. And doctor answer, yes, please come in. Patient, thank you. My name is Dr. Anders. So if you want to change the name, you can change it. It's just an example. So you can take a more familiar name. So following, doctor may ask you this question: what have you come in for today, Mr. Anders? And you have to explain the reason why you visit the doctor. So the patient can say, I've been having some pain in my joints, especially the knees. You see, you have to be exact, because the first meeting with the doctor can be considered as the first consultation. So you should be clear. You should know the naming of all diseases. So once you speak with the doctor, you should know exactly how to name your pain in English. So this is an opening an opening that is very important, meaning the naming of all the diseases. You should do some research to deepen your knowledge concerning how to name all the diseases in English. That is a very important aspect. Following, the doctor may answer, how long have you been having the pain? You should say, I'd say it started 3 or 4 months ago. It's been getting worse recently. For example, you have to know how to express the duration of your diseases or of your pain. So you can see here, I'd say it started 3 or 4 months ago. You have here pretended tense, simple past tense, because you suppose that before you come and see the doctor, you got some pain, so it is the past. And doctor can answer by saying, are you having any other problems like weakness, fatigue, or headaches? You see, it's not only about your specific pain, but as I told you at the beginning, the first meeting with the doctor is your first consultation as a patient. So after naming your pain, doctor can ask you further questions, meaning if you have others pains. So reason why he says, are you having any other problems like weakness, fatigue, or headaches? So reason why I say you should know how to name all the diseases, all the kind of illnesses that exist. The list is very long, but you may select the most common ones. So with the doctor in a conversation, you should name your pain, whatever may be the pain. So answering to the doctor, you can say, well, I have certainly felt under the weather. Now following the dialogue, if you read until the end, you can see some specific vocabulary, some specific expressions related to the hospital or the health middle. So it is very important to read this dialogue and to read it and to mention some vocabulary as I said it. For example, you have write how much physical activity do you get. You have to know also how to name the most common sports, name of sports. It is also very important because there is a link between health and physical aspects. So this is something mentioned here. To sum up, with the dialogue, you should know how to make a conversation in the hospital with the doctor. It's not something complicated. You have to get the habit with medical words, with medical expressions, and you can find it here in this dialogue. And if you master it, you have the maximum, the necessary words that you need when you are at the hospital and when you are supposed to discuss with a doctor for a consultation. Now, to finish this part, the dialogue in the doctor, we have proposed the keywords. There is an extraction of the dialogue. We have, as I said it, the text is nothing but the pretext to present you the course. So the dialogue is just a pretext. Now, what is more important now is this part, the keywords. These keywords are extracted from the dialogue, and you should read one by one the words that you have here: joint pain, knees, weakness, fatigue, headache. As I said it, you have all the necessary skills that you need for a medical conversation with a doctor. Now, the last part is assignment. After reading your dialogue, after understanding and exploiting your keywords, you have to exercise yourself. And this is what you have here as a proposition. You have to choose the best answer for each question about the dialogue. You have to exercise yourself referring to the dialogue that you have above. For example, we can take just the first one. What seems to be Mr. Sim's problem? Broken knees, fatigue, joint pain. This is a little quiz, and understanding is the most important aspect here, because really vocabulary are very important, but understanding is also very important, because you can't answer questions in the assignments if you don't have a good understanding of the dialogue. So you should first understand the dialogue, and then you should do easily your exercise. Now for always the same, for the conversation, you have a video with a link. You have links here adapted from this dialogue. So you have the text and you have the audio with the video. So you can read the text and you can watch also the video. You can mix them too, reading at the same time and listening. That would be very, very useful and very good for your learning. Now the second and last one is other pharmacy. You have other doctors and other pharmacy. Other doctors first and other pharmacy. Here also you have a presentation of a dialogue through which you may find for sure the necessary words that you need once in a pharmacy, when you need medicines, when you need tablets, and so on. So a very specific dialogue too. You have to read it, and then you have to pick up the keywords specific to the pharmacy. How to ask for medicines, how to ask for some tablets, how to ask for some sours and so on. This is something very important that you can find here, and you have to read until the end. Now, other pharmacy will finish with also an assignment. You have create a dialogue. Imagine and make a conversation between two persons in the medical field, particularly at the pharmacy. Focus on the vocabulary in the conversation. You have just to imagine, as it is done with me, you have to imagine your own dialogue with a pharmacist, and you focus on the keywords that you get in my dialogue, and you try to make your own conversation at the pharmacy. Thank you very much for listening.